Good morning. It's another great morning in my studio, and I'm prepared to do lots of fun creative things again today. But today I wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to talk a little bit about my Wreck This Journal, because our Wreck This Journal journey is almost over, which is kind of sad because it's been a lot of fun. But it's drawing to a close, and endings always bring other new beginnings, so I'm excited for something new to happen. And I just want to send out lots of love to Jamie Riddler for getting this all started. It's been so much fun. I know all of you have had fun too, and yeah, I don't know, it's really brought out lots of interesting explorations of destruction and creativity, and one of the really great things is I've connected with some amazing people through this. It's people online that I hadn't met before that I now feel like I've become fast friends with, so it's really been fun. The thing is, with this Wreck This Journal, it's been kind of interesting because it has really correlated well with another journey that I've been on, and many of you know I've just started or created my own new studio, which I'm so excited about. And if you remember, and I'll flash a picture of this up, back at the beginning, I actually buried a page of the Wreck This Journal in the wall, and I'll move the camera. So it's right over there, somewhere behind the reflect painting. It's buried in the wall. That was really as a little blessing for this creative space. I thought it would be fun to put something in the wall that commemorated the beginning and really marked the passage into something new, and lots of fun things have happened since then. I'm getting close to launching a new website, which I'm so excited about, and the new website's going to launch a whole bunch of other exciting ideas. And so I thought, since I began it that way, I want to end it that way too, doing something that's important about my own creative journey, and that marks something to do with this creative studio and my new venture. So I had this idea. I'm going to look at the intersection between destruction and creativity. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera and I'm going to show you. I've got this ugly brown desk that I have in my studio. It just doesn't quite suit the studio. It's kind of bland and plain, and here, I'll give you a shot of it. There you go, the ugly brown desk. It's actually a desk that my husband and I bought 16 years ago in the early days of our marriage. And it was a computer desk, one of those cheap particle board computer desks that you can find in any department store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Wreck This Journal, I'm going to tear out some of the pages out of it, and together with some other things that I've collected, some mementos and different fun things, I'm going to decoupage the top of the desk. I'm going to turn it into a creative, fun, juicy desk that I'll be excited about creating at. So with that, I'm going to start tearing out some pages that I really like. Starting with the front page, I thought this would be fun to include just the Wreck This Journal with Carrie Smith's name on it, because she's been such a source of inspiration to us. Oh, what else will I tear out? Oh, I kind of like this page. I'm going to include my dinner in here. I documented my dinner, so I think I will include that page in there. I just found it a little interesting as I was working on it, how much the intersection between creativity and destruction really is there. And I don't know if I'd thought about it quite that much before. The destructiveness, like the sanding of the desk, just wearing down the smooth surfaces, and the tearing pages out of books, and oh, I found a whole bunch of old programs from plays I'd been to, things I'd written, newspaper articles, things like that I tore up. And I'll give you a bit of a tour once it's dried, but tearing things apart and then adding them to something else to make it beautiful, it was kind of meaningful, and kind of I think that's kind of what our creative journey is about too, tearing out the pieces of ourselves and examining them a little bit, and figuring out where they fit into a more beautiful picture. So I will be back in, well, once this dries, maybe tomorrow morning I'll give you the final tour.
Okay, time for a little tour. Got all kinds of cool stuff up here. Let's start over here. There's some of the Reckless Journal pages, the title page, and the food documentation page, and these are kind of fun. You'll see that I dug deep into one of my memory boxes. Guess it kind of pays to be a pack rat. I had some old paper dolls. This was something we discovered when we cleaned out the farmhouse after my dad died. We found a bunch of things, and I used to play with paper dolls when I was a kid. I loved these dolls. In fact, some of these are vintage paper dolls. They belonged to my mother when she was young, and she played with them, and then I took over and played with them. And so I thought it'd be fun to add some paper dolls to it. There's another, that's just a brochure from New York when my sister and I went to New York for a couple of days. Took in some plays. As you can see, here's a playbill from one of the shows we saw on Broadway. And some ticket stubs from shows I've been to. I've even included some currency from some of the countries I've been to. India, I think Bangladesh and Greece, a couple of different places. And I had to include a picture of my girls. You'll see this is still a little bit shiny. It hasn't totally dried yet. That piece over there, Octagon Safari. Oh, that was an amazing place in Tanzania, close to the Serengeti where we stayed, and it was just really magical, so I included some of the mementos from my trips overseas. Madeline Island, that was a place we just went to last week on our family vacation. It was really fun, and it's worth remembering. Another ticket stub. That's from a Broadway show, and a postcard from one of the places we stayed in, I think that was Calcutta in India. And over here, this is something kind of fun. When we cleaned out the farmhouse, I found an old sketchbook of mine from when I was around 10 years old, and I used to draw a lot of horses, and seeing that just kind of gave me that warm fuzzy, remembering the young me that was eager to create and make art. And I haven't drawn much since then. I'm just sort of starting to pick it up now, so it's kind of fun to see that. And even though it feels like a lot of years have intervened that I didn't honor that artist in me, it's still great that I'm doing it now, and that's pretty cool. Some more currency. There's an article that I had published in the Globe and Mail a couple of years ago, I think. Another ticket stub. Over here, this is the award I got a few months ago. I was named the Manitoba Communicator of the Year, and that was pretty special, so it seemed worth including as just a part of my own personal journey in growing my skills. Of course, I had to include a program from the Winnipeg Folk Festival, one of my favorite places to go. I've been there, I think, 25 times, and I keep going back every year. I just love it, and I'm always so inspired. Almost every program I have is filled with little notes and poems I write as I'm sitting there listening to great music. And over here, this is the cover of a program from the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. Years ago, I used to write plays, and I had one of them produced at the Fringe Festival. I produced it myself and had some friends acting in it, and so that seemed worth including as well. It reminds me of my theater days. There's the only piece really that's brand new, other than the Reckless Journal. I've included some of the art that's an outtake kind of a postcard I'm designing. You'll see more of that to come. Another ticket stub, and another page from my Reckless Journal. It was an outline of a hand, and I wrote my age in there so I can remember when I did this. And that's all there is. So I'll zoom out a bit and you can get the overall view.
And just a few closing remarks. I have to say I'm pretty new to this decoupage thing, so if you're a decoupage or collage artist and I've desecrated your art form, I apologize. If you've got any tips for how to make it better, I may add a glaze or something to it yet. I'm not sure. I have to play with it a bit, but it was definitely enjoyable, and it's definitely going to be a way that I will remember my Reckless Journal and the really fun journey we've had, and meeting all of you great people. So thanks for stopping by.